Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 28 of the Tottenham career mode here on FIFA 19. As we mentioned over the past couple of days, this is going to be the final episode of this season and the final episode of this series. As you guys voted over the weekend, we will be pushing forward, starting a new series as of tomorrow, and that will be with Newcastle United, a proper challenge for a change rather than playing with a big side. So I'm very much looking forward to getting cracking with that tomorrow, but we will round up the season from Tottenham with you here. Obviously, it looked 2 in-game months ago like we were going to have one hell of a year at Tottenham. It didn't turn out to be. It turned out to be a very realistic, very Spursy, very stereotypically Tottenham Hotspur end to the season. Sorry, Spurs fans, but I'm sure the majority of you will agree. We'll have a look at the competitions we were involved in this year and have a look at some of the other larger competitions who won in the other top leagues in Europe, and then have a final squad report and see how we fared with the board, etc. Starting off with the competitions we were involved in, it wasn't too long ago we were in with a shout of maybe winning the league. We ended up 9 points shy of Liverpool. They win the league for the first time in the Premier League, and for the first time in over 20 years since, well, almost 30 years since the first Premier League in 1992. Manchester United second, Arsenal third, and Everton fourth. Ourselves fifth. Had we beaten Everton on the final day, we would have finished fourth. It wasn't to be, evidently. It wasn't to be. We may even have finished third ahead of Arsenal, had goal difference gone our way. City in sixth, Chelsea in seventh, so at least we weren't the only side to have issues in league football. Down at the bottom, relegated are Cardiff City, our new side Newcastle United, and 18th placed Watford as well. So unfortunately for them, all three would have been playing Championship football next season, were we, of course, to be playing Season 2 here at Tottenham. In the FA Cup, it was Manchester City 4, Tottenham 1 yesterday. That still hurts quite a bit. In the Carabao Cup, City also won there, a cup double for Manchester City. We won the pre-season tournament though, yay. Real Madrid won the European Super Cup though against Atletico Madrid by a goal to nil. Napoli won the Champions League final because we were knocked out in the semis by 4-3 to Bayern Munich. Napoli won, Bayern Munich 0 in the final of the Champions League. Congratulations, Napoli. It has been a long time since you won a European trophy. Sporting win against Italian opposition in the Europa League as well. 2-0 the scoreline there. Congratulations to Sporting. It's been a long time since they've won a European trophy. In fact, have Sporting Lisbon ever won a trophy? I genuinely don't know. Won a European trophy, that is. I genuinely don't know. You guys will have to let me know in the comments section down below. Top goal scorer in the Premier League, winning the Golden Boot, Gylfi Sigurdsson with 19 in 38 matches. Lukaku scored 18 in 33. I like the addition of telling you how many matches each player played on the right-hand side. Lacazette scored 18 in 27. So had he played the 11 games more that Gylfi had, then almost certainly Lacazette would have won the Golden Boot. 18 in 38 for Sadio Mane, 16 in 37 for Salah, similarly in 36 for Sané at Manchester City. Eden Hazard 14 in 36, Vardy 13 in 38. My own Heung-min Son is my highest Premier League goal scorer with 11 in 31. Harry Kane had 9 in 24. Of course, his league season was caught very much short by a long-term injury. Really disappointed with that. 7 goals in 20 for Radamel Falcao at Liverpool, though. Fair play to him for that. With regards assists in the Premier League, if it actually changes back for me, there we go. With regards to assists in the Premier League, Christian Eriksen, 15 in 31, which is a significant margin more than anyone else. Delighted with that. Harry Kane, 7 in 24. Any other Tottenham players there as well? No, is the answer. Clean sheets, Alisson with 13 in 33. Lloris did keep 12 clean sheets and came second on that list, although he played the full 38. Not that it meant anything at the end of the day, because we didn't finish in the top 4. With regards to board expectations, we actually achieved quite a bit of what the board wanted of me. just not with regards to the domestic and continental success. Didn't do the youth development one. Wasn't really bothered about that one in this series. Brand exposure, we achieved that very early on. Financially, we kept salary growth under 15%. It was actually less than 0, I would have thought. I don't know as that actually goes into 0, minus figures on the actual graphic. Finished with a transfer budget, or with transfer and wage budget combined of 17.6 million, and we did with 34.6 million, almost double what they expected. Want me to win the league again? 5th. Wanted me to win the FA Cup. I lost in the final. Wanted me to reach the final of the Champions League. I lost in the semi-final. So a step short on 2 of the 3, and then 4 steps short of the Premier League expectation as well. Although we did get an overall manager rating of 79, so it's not the worst in the world, but it still wasn't amazing. It still wasn't amazing. With regards to overall growth in the side, though, we saw quite a bit from a number of players. Hugo Lloris didn't grow, but crucially didn't decline either. Obviously, becoming very close to getting the Golden Glove. Fraser Forster, how many games did he play for me in the end? 5. He wasn't very good. Connor Thomas didn't play for me, but grew very nicely with all the training that we did. Kyle Walker-Peters, up 5 with some training. Nice to see him grow, and I train him quite a bit, but he might be a nice youngster to go to for you guys in another career mode. Serge Aurier didn't play that much for me, actually. Only 21 games all told, 12 of the 38 in the Premier League, but grew by 1 to 82. Trippier didn't grow at all, but by far my most consistent defender. Very pleased with Kieran Trippier. He was superb. I cannot recommend him highly enough for you guys in your own series. It's Davinson Sanchez. Inconsistent is the word. Very, very inconsistent. We brought in Harry Maguire, and he most certainly took that first team spot away from Davinson Sanchez. Only grew by 1, but we were training his sprint speed as best we could, and that went up by 8. Carter Vickers grew by 5, although again helped with some training. Jan Vertonghen down by 1. Had we been doing a second season, I would have started to look to move him on. Juan Foyt up 8, again with the assistance of some training, although he looks like he could grow even further of his own accord. Tanganga up 3 to 65. Danny Rose didn't grow at all. Declined, but didn't grow at all, and I would certainly have moved him on in Season 2. Luca Hernandez up 2 to 84. Highly recommend you guys pick him up as well. One of the best left-backs in the game, in my opinion. Thomas Partey up 1 to 83. Decent, very solid in that CDM role. Very pleased with his contributions, as I was with Eric Dyer. He missed a portion of the season with injury, actually, but he was very, very good in the games that he did play. It says his average is 6.8, but I would very much recommend Eric Dyer. He was really, really good. Brandon Roberts, nothing. Skip trained him a little bit, up 3. Eric Lamela up 1 to 81. Hit and miss. Very hit and miss for me, Eric Lamela. Marcus Edwards up 4 with a little bit of training, although his acceleration did go up 2 and his sprint speed up by 5, which is crucial for a winger, although I didn't train those. Frenkie de Jong up 3 to 80. Very pleased with his growth. Would definitely recommend you guys picking him up as well at just 22 years of age. Quite cheap. Harry Winks up 4 to 79. Looks like he could grow into a very good player, although again, we did train him heavily. Tried to turn him into an all-round midfielder, as you can see. Stand tackle up 16 with that training. If he was down as a CDM over centre mid by default, he certainly would be a little bit higher rated. Oakley Booth up 3 to 67. Similarly with Amos to 68. Georgiou grew a little bit out on loan. The Cypriot up to 64. Heung-min Son is up 1. 18 goals in all competitions. Just 4 assists, although I think the 18 goals makes up for that. Josh Onoma up 2 out on loan. Entirely too sure where that don't spell is, to be completely honest. I don't recognise the badge. Where did they send you out on loan, my man? Loaned out to, and then it shows me the badge. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Dele Alli up 2 to 86 this season. Good growth from him, finishing up 4. Didn't train him. He's done very, very well there. 5 goals, 6 assists, though, although I was playing him in a deeper role. You have to bear that in mind. So, if Dele was being played at cam in a 4-2-3-1 or any formation with a forward cam, or even a centre forward, perhaps, in a 4-4-1-1, you would most certainly get more goals at Dele Alli. 100%. Christian Eriksen up 1 to 89. He was very good for me as well. Again, played in a deeper role, but he did contribute with the assists. 19 and 5 goals in all comps. Wilfred Zaha came in. I wasn't as overly impressed with him as I was hoping I would be. Finishing up 1 to 78. I bought him as a rotation striker and ended up using him out wide quite a bit, actually. Gareth Bale went down by 1, but that was very early on when he first arrived. 8 goals, 6 assists from him. The majority of his time was played in a wide position. But I played him up top for the entire... Well, to be fair, I did play him up top for a little while while Harry Kane was injured, and he didn't get that many goals for me. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of Gareth Bale. I'm glad I brought him back, but I'm not sure whether I'd recommend buying him yourselves. Save your money, spend them on someone else. David Neres I did enjoy, actually. 4 goals, 4 assists in 17 games for him. Very, very pleased with his contribution to the side when coming in. He was superb. Would definitely recommend you guys picking up. Maybe I may even buy him in another series later down the line as well. Harry Kane. Well, Harry Kane was Harry Kane, I think, is the best way to phrase it. 16 goals in 36 games and 7 assists. So 23 contributions in 36 games. Not as prolific as he has been in real life of late in the past few years, but still my highest rated player, my talisman, my main man up top. Dug me out of numerous holes at times this season. And Elliot Baker, with training, our youngster, up 6 to 67. He was alright, but can't really draw any comparisons for you there because he was a youngster that came through the youth system. I don't know if I have anyone else in my youth academy. I don't. And thus brings to a close a frustrating year at Tottenham Hotspur. Actually, no, we were going to look at the other leagues, weren't we? The other bigger leagues around Europe, just to see who won there. Oh, actually, I like the fact that you could do this now. You could just press Y and then choose which league you want to have a look at rather than having to scroll through all the way. PSG win Liga by 10 points from Lyon. We'll have a quick look at the Championship and the lower leagues in England. Sheffield Wednesday win the league. Stoke also automatically promoted. Aston Villa a point behind, so one of West Brom, Derby and Swansea will come back up to the Premier League via the playoffs. Relegated, apologies for the yawn. It is midnight as I'm recording this. Relegated are Birmingham City, Preston North End and Ipswich Town, finishing rock bottom of the Championship. League 1, Sunderland back in the Championship. About time they actually had a decent season. Burton Albion also getting promoted. Oxford, Peterborough, Barnsley and Charlton will battle it out in the playoffs. Relegated are Gillingham, Rochdale, Accrington and Wimbledon. Gillingham relegated, but of course beat me in the Carabao Cup. So cheers for that, lads. In League 2, Mansfield Town, MK Dons and Lincoln City all promoted automatically. Swindon, Oldham, Port Vale and Notts County all in the playoffs. Relegated, if there were the conference, would be Cheltenham and Morecambe and my own Cambridge United, who we will be doing a Road to Glory series with later in the year, finishing mid-table in 14th. I most certainly will have to improve on that moving forward. I need to go to bed. FC Bayern München win the Bundesliga on goal difference. Ahead of Borussia Dortmund. Leverkusen third and Rasenballsport Leipzig fourth, interestingly. In Italy, in Serie A. It's weird that they've got the licence for Serie A, but not for Serie B. That's odd. Juventus win by 4 points. Shock. Lazio in second. Actual shock. Milan third, Inter fourth, Napoli fifth, and Roma sixth only for Roma. Very poor from them. And then La Liga. Atleti on, well, a goal difference as it looks there, but he's actually on head-to-head as they decided in Spain first. So head-to-head ahead of Real Madrid. And then Barcelona in third, Valencia fourth, Sevilla down in seventh. Poor season for them. But that will round out this episode and this series. Apologies that it was so short. It just never really got off the ground this Tottenham save. Hopefully the Newcastle one you guys can get a lot more invested in. And it will be properly successful on the channel. But do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. There will be a My Player episode later on tonight, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that in your sub boxes at 6 PM. If you want to know what and when I upload, there is a schedule in the description down below. I will update it so that it now reflects the Newcastle series as of this video. So it will now say Newcastle, not Tottenham career mode in the slots where that series will come. And then obviously the My Player will continue where it says that the My Player is. But for now, thank you very much for watching. And hopefully we can have a very successful time at Newcastle United. I'll see you at St James's Park.